Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers, sisters, friends, viewers of Ikra TV, welcome to another edition of Real Talk. I'm your host, Iqbal Bhana, and I keep saying to you every week, I come into your homes, invading your privacy, and particularly this time of the evening when most sisters probably will be busy wanting to prepare food for the evening, and hopefully some of the brothers will be helping them as well, and the children as well. So hopefully, the whole family will be working together. But also, I hope that they'll be watching this program as well. Every week, I try and bring to you some issues of interest. Over the last few months, particularly nearly 2 years, we have been talking about Gaza and what has been going on for a number of months as well. I've done several programs. I did one about 3-4 weeks ago when we had the doctor from Gaza who lost 85 members of his family in the real atrocities that are taking place at the moment. Most international organizations have condemned what is going on, and actually now most of them are started using the word genocide as well, including people in Britain are now accepting the fact that this is a real genocide that is going on. However, there are still people around the world, particularly people like President Trump and others, and Netanyahu, who are refusing to acknowledge that what is happening in Gaza is a genocide. We have seen over the last 3 months in particular systematically how the Israeli government has denied the people of Palestine access to food, water, medication. Not only denied access to food, water and medication, the essentials of life, they've actually in the last few weeks bombed hospitals and other places in the name that they are attacking Hamas fighters in Gaza itself. And we've seen in the last few days some atrocious images coming out from Gaza about the actions that the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, is taking and justifying the fact that they are doing so in order to eradicate what they call Hamas militants, refusing to accept that some of those people who are involved in the fight for freedom may not be Hamas activists, but they are individuals who want to exercise their right to have their own freedom and self-determination. Today, I also wanted to talk about some of these issues again, because over the last few days, as I said, the situation in Gaza has got so bad that even the new Pope has commented on the fact that there is an atrocity going on there, and they are now deliberately starving people from Gaza and wanting those people to be moved out so they can lose their lands and the land can be taken over by those Zionists who want to claim the whole of the Palestine area, including the West Bank as well. So I'm really happy to say today I have with me a sister from Bradford who has been very active and very passionate about Palestine and the Palestinian issues and the cause over the last many years. So I'm first time on my program. So Sister Anisha Razak, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome onto my program. You work with an organization called CADFA, K-C-A-D-F-A.
Yes.
Right? I mean, it's a London-based organization.
Yes.
But welcome to my program.
Thank
It's the first time you're
me.
here.
Yeah.
But you're a local person. You grew up in Bradford? You
Yes.
were born in Bradford?
Born in Bradford, grew up on...
So parents are in Bradford as well?
Yes.
All right. So how did you get involved in the cause of Palestine?
Oh, that was a very long time ago. I remember...
You must have started very young because...
I was very young, yeah. It was
MashaAllah.
Muhammad Durra. I don't know if you remember the image of the father cradling his son.
Oh, yes.
I was very young at that time,
Right.
and that image, it stuck with me.
This is the baby who died on the way
Yes.
in Lesbos.
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
And his father was covering him,
Yeah.
and the images sort of came out, and I was quite young when I saw those images, and they really stuck with me, of how a father couldn't protect his child, and he was the screaming and the look in his eyes was the reason. Since then I've not been able to stop for the fight for Palestine, so I've been active.
Yeah. I mean, mashallah, that's very good. But I mean, obviously, you will have seen the image. I mean, now I just can't watch some of these images that that we come out, and as I said 2 or 3 weeks ago, that I've stopped watching the BBC because they don't all show much of what is happening in real time in Gaza. At least ITV News does show something virtually every evening, but the BBC seems to be blanking it all out. And in fact, as we know now, Gary Lineker, the highest paid, one of the most respected presenters on the BBC, And he's probably been pushed out, although he does, he's not allowed to say that, because of his tweets against the Israeli government and the actions of Israel. I wish I could bring Gary onto my program to come and talk about his views, but the whole world knows that he has been very vociferous and very vocal in condemning what is going on in Gaza at the moment. I wish some of our politicians would do the same. I mean, today we heard some of the European politicians talk about the need for immediate aid, but we've heard that before and nothing has happened. It seems like the Israeli government is completely immune to all humanity at the moment. They are happy and willing to watch the Gazan people die from malnutrition, from bombing, etc. Although they've said that they're going to allow limited aid to go in, essential aid, but I'm not sure when that is going to be happening. So, I mean, obviously, you said you saw the images of that little child on Lesbos, the body floating in the water, etc., and that got you involved in this. I mean, obviously, there were refugees coming over, trying to come through the boats at that time. But the Gaza issue itself.
Yeah, I think you've confused it. I was talking about Muhammad al-Durra in Palestine. He was a young boy that was shot.
Yeah, shot
next
my apologies.
to his father.
Yes, my sincere apologies. I was thinking about
that's what sort of got me into the cause for Palestine. And then I was quite young at the time, so I was involved in little things. There was not much that I knew, but then as I got older, and then in 2014, when in Gaza again, there was 500 and odd children that were massacred by the IDF, and at that point, I had to drop everything and really start to change my life and actually make changes in the things that I bought, where I shopped, and that sort of really set the stone for me for carrying on and actually reaching out to Palestinians. So after 2014, I actually reached out to an Arabic teacher in Gaza and built a connection with her, and then from there I sort of tried to figure out businesses that were Palestinian based that I could help support, so whether it be in Palestine or even Palestinians in the diaspora. But it was more recently with this genocide that I really started to take active steps to try and change what's happening, and because there's such a momentum right now. So early on I got involved with an organisation that's based in Bradford called Palestine Speakers Corner.
Right.
They're still active every Monday night at this time. They have a session where everybody from Bradford can go speak about what's happening.
So this is held on a Monday evening, is it?
Monday evening.
Where do they meet?
So at Mary Magdalene Church on Wood Street at the bottom of White Abbey Road.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so through them,
So is this people of all faith and no faith who come together?
Yes, there's people from all over the community. Granted, Manningham's a strong South Asian community. However, we do get people from all over the world coming. We've had people from Palestine come over to our sessions. We've had people from Lebanon and from London. So I got involved through them, and then through them I met the organisers of CADFA, the charity that I'm actually working for.
What does CADFA stand for?
So it stands for the Camden Abudis Friendship Association.
Right.
So Camden is Camden here in
Camden's
London.
in London.
Yeah.
Right.
And Abudis,
one of the most famous places in London.
Yes, and Abudis is an equally important little town in Palestine, near Jerusalem. So we started officially, we were registered in 2006 as a charity, and from then on we've had these exchanges, and we've been fighting for the human rights of Palestinians.
MashaAllah, very good. So when you say exchanges, I mean in the old days, Camden Towns, the council, was very strongly connected with South Africa.
Yes.
It was twinned with Soweto, right, with the anti-apartheid movement.
Yes.
So has Camden sort of done anything similar as on an official basis?
Unfortunately, this Camden
the politics has changed, is it?
Yes, and they're not as empathetic to the cause.
Right.
However, the community in Camden is great, and the people are still very much fighters for human rights and for justice.
Well, I mean, the people of Camden are amazing people.
Yes,
As I say,
fabulous.
I was involved in the anti-apartheid movement, and Camden was like the hub for us. When we used to go, most of our meetings were held there. There used to be a councillor, Councillor Nirmal Roy. Bless him, he was a champion of the anti-apartheid movement. Obviously he's no longer with us, but he was great. So anybody from Camden who is listening or watching, if you remember Councillor Nirmal Roy, he was an amazing champion for the anti-apartheid movement. And if he was still around, I'm sure he would be equally as vociferous in his objection to what is going on in Palestine at the moment. So obviously, you've got this organisation, CADFA as you call it. Now in Bradford, I mean, are you the coordinator for the Bradford area or for the north of England or what?
For the north of England, so we are covering Yorkshire and Lancashire at the minute. So we are having a visit of Palestinian children, and yeah, so we had one in October. I'm skipping over a lot. So
Sorry, don't worry.
Through Palestine Speakers Corner last October, we had a group of youth visiting. We partnered with CADFA, and we had a group of youth and some adults, and we brought them to Bradford, and we had our local businesses help support us. So we had a few different businesses that really helped. Axe Bay was one of them. We took the kids there. They threw axes, let a bit of steam off, just a bit of fun, connected with youth from our youth group in Bradford. And then we took them for a bite to eat and at Mother Hubbard's, so showed them the traditional fish and chips. We had, businesses like Play City and Blessings Daycare sort of sponsored the event, and it really was a community feel. It was like all our community got together to welcome and show solidarity, and they absolutely loved it. They loved Bradford. From all the seas. They loved everywhere they went, but I think Bradford was a special one.
Bradford was special. I mean, Bradford has always been special anyway. So, I mean, obviously, Sister Anissa has been very passionately involved. We're going to go for a short break at the moment, and I'm sure what you've heard so far will actually raise something in your mind as well about what you need to do and how you can sort of contribute to the cause for the people of Palestine. We'll be back very soon. If you want to phone in and share your thoughts, the phone number will be appearing on your screen, 01274 214 299. It'll be lovely to hear your thoughts, your ideas. And she mentioned something about boycotting. She started boycotting stuff and goods from from Israel. Maybe you want to share your thoughts about boycotting as well. So don't go away. Have your tea, coffee, faluda, as I keep saying. I'll be back with you soon. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.